Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another stream. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys are all hanging in there right now for Bitcoin. But in today's stream, of course, I want to give you guys an update what's happening with Bitcoin today. Well, technically it's at night, but pretty much tonight. And of course, I want to show you guys a fair few charts. There is, in fact, a fair few things I actually want to show you guys for today's stream. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Sit back, relax, and yeah, we've got a fair few things to talk about for tonight's stream for sure. All right, guys. So, Bitcoin right now is currently holding still at $29,000. Not much movement at all, I must say, for the past almost 2 months. I want to say I think it's been 2 months since we have seen Bitcoin hovering between 29, 30, and $31,000. Right, like Bitcoin hasn't really break out of $31,000, and I told you guys many times, right? If we actually see Bitcoin break at least $32,000, I think we will in fact see another leg up for Bitcoin from there on. Okay, but that's just my personal opinion. Uh just a sec. I just want to make sure my live is all good. Okay. So Bitcoin right now, guys, okay, is still holding at $29,000. Like I said, and you guys can clearly see it is in fact having a slight drop right now. We are in fact in the 1 hour time frame. If we go to the daily time frame, it's still holding up very well. You guys can clearly see that. And yeah, like I said, okay, we haven't really seen Bitcoin move ever since pretty much the 23rd of June. Okay, so late of June, we haven't really seen like ever since then we haven't really seen Bitcoin move. Right, you guys clearly see that. So it's been pretty much almost 2 months since we have seen Bitcoin, break above, $32,000. And I told you guys many times, once we actually do see Bitcoin reach $32,000, I think from there on another, leg up will happen for Bitcoin for sure. But so far, Bitcoin is still not really moving. It's still hovering. Okay. And a lot of people may seem bored right now. I understand that. Okay, it's understandable. Sometimes, I want Bitcoin to move, but you guys have to understand, like, this is actually the most important time right now to stack as much Bitcoin as you possibly can. And I've been, mentioning this many times. Okay, I understand that because it's true, guys. Okay, we're still in the buy zone. Bitcoin is nowhere near back up to its previous all-time high. It's not even halfway there yet. So we're still in bear conditions. I wouldn't say we are, in fact, 100% in the next bull market. But we are obviously in the early stages of the next bull market, but we're still in a bear market, guys. Okay, we're not 100% there yet for the next, bull market. We're still in bear conditions, right? Bitcoin is still down, Ethereum is still down, and a lot of these altcoins, right? If you guys, go in the crypto market and look at these prices for a lot of these altcoins, they are still massively down from their previous all-time highs last, bull market, right? So we are still in bear conditions, guys. So it still gives us time to stack as much crypto as we possibly can during this time. So if you guys missed yesterday's stream, I talked about all that, and that was my longest stream for sure. It was like 53 minutes long, almost 1 hour, which is crazy. But yeah, that's that. But the market right now is still not really moving. Okay, if you guys have been watching my previous videos today that I've uploaded, still, earlier this morning, Bitcoin wasn't moving, altcoins were not moving as well. The market wasn't really moving, and now a couple hours later tonight, the market's still not moving at all. You guys can clearly see the market is down 0.16%, so not much movements. And the global crypto market cap's currently sitting at 1.17 trillion. And you guys can clearly see the dominance for Bitcoin is still holding on pretty strong, right? 48.7%. And Ethereum has actually gone down slightly. Ethereum's dominance was at like 19%, over 19%, like 19.1%, 19.2%, Right now it's holding at 18.9%. So it's going down a little bit, but it's still holding up pretty well. So that's always, great to see. Okay, so someone just said, is Bitcoin going up or down in short term? Right, so short term, okay, if we really just zoom out here, guys, and just look at the charts, it really all depends, right? But I've been telling us this many times, okay, we're not going to see a massive, crash down for Bitcoin, right? Like short term, guys, I really do see Bitcoin pumping. I've been telling us that many, many times. Once we actually see Bitcoin come back up to $30,000 and of course $31,000, and if this time, right, I say if because every single time we see Bitcoin reach $31,000, it always comes back down to 30K, right? You guys could see that a couple of months ago back in June, and of course early of July, we actually saw Bitcoin a couple of times reach $31,000, above 31K. It didn't reach 32K, but it did in fact go above $31,000, and it seems like every single time we see Bitcoin reach $31,000, it always comes back down to 30K at that level, right? So I told you guys many times, once we actually see Bitcoin come back up to $31,000 and it continues, this time it continues up to the upside and it actually surpasses $32,000, which is this level right here. I really do see that is when, guys, okay, that is when I think we will in fact see another leg up for Bitcoin. Okay, so once Bitcoin surpasses this level of pretty much $32,000, I think that's when we're going to see another massive leg up to the upside. It could be $35,000 like I targeted right here, or even $40,000 to even $50,000, right? I really do see, and I've been telling you guys that many times, if you guys have in fact been watching my videos, I do in fact see a 50K Bitcoin, towards the end of, this year in 2023. Okay, that's just my personal opinion, right? That's just me. But short term, yes, I do in fact see Bitcoin pumping. If it doesn't pump, okay, most likely, okay, if it doesn't pump, let's just say, right, and it has another retest back down to the downside, just understand it's not going to drop massively. We're not gonna see Bitcoin drop back down to like $20,000 ever again. That's just my personal opinion. Okay, a lot of bears out there are saying that Bitcoin could actually potentially drop back down to like 20K or below 20K. No, guys, that's not going to happen. Okay, we have already reached bottom of pretty much 15K back last November, right? Roll all the way down here. So understand that there's no way in hell we're going to see Bitcoin, plummet, right? Plummet all the way back down to previous lows. That has never happened in Bitcoin history. So if Bitcoin were to have another significant drop, it's not going to be anything too crazy. We could potentially see Bitcoin drop back down to like $28,000 to 27, which I targeted right here, okay, which was also another resistance line for Bitcoin that we have seen in the past. Obviously, you guys can see that, so we could potentially see Bitcoin drop back down to like 27K, maybe even 26, maybe, right? But nothing too crazy. Okay, nothing too crazy. I don't even think we're gonna see Bitcoin drop back down to like 25K, right? So if Bitcoin does in fact have another drop, okay, in the next upcoming few weeks, right, it's gonna bounce back up, guys. So it's gonna look something like this, in my opinion, right? Let's just say it does in fact drop back down to like 27, to maybe even lower than that, to 26. It's gonna bounce back up. Okay, that's just personally, my opinion. Okay, we are in fact in the pre-bull right now. Okay, we know, the bull market is in fact officially coming up, okay, in the next few years, of course, 2024, especially 2025. So we're gonna see some massive pumps coming for Bitcoin, guys. So yeah, short term, I do in fact see Bitcoin just pumping from here, okay, reaching new highs during the cycle for sure. But that is that. Hope that answers your question. And that's just my personal perspective, where I see Bitcoin short term. But I know short term in the next upcoming few months, of course, I'm talking, next month, September, October, November, and December, I do see Bitcoin reaching new highs, right? I do see it reaching 35 to 40 to 42 to 45 to 50, maybe even slightly over 50K sometime this year in 2023. I've been telling you guys that many, many times. Those are in fact the price targets I see Bitcoin reaching, right? So that's that. But yeah, tonight, not much movements for the past 24 hours for Bitcoin or Ethereum. or any of these other altcoins. Okay, so you guys can clearly see not much movement at all. HBAR, on the other hand, HBAR is pumping 16% today. I have no idea why HBAR is pumping, and I know a lot of people like HBAR. Okay, have I invested into HBAR? I actually did slightly a couple months back, but I haven't bought any ever since then. I guess I'm just more focused on like Bitcoin and other crypto coins that I'm more, interested in and more, educated on, because I don't know much about HBAR. I'm not gonna lie, guys, and I know a lot of people out there actually like HBAR. So yeah, this altcoin is pumping over 16% today, which is absolutely crazy, while other altcoins are not really moving. But yeah, that's HBAR for you guys. That's amazing to see. I guess VeChain is up 1%, Maker is up 2%. So yeah, a fair few altcoins are in fact doing their own things. You have to see ApeCoin is actually up 5% today, which is great to see. Theta Network, pretty much 2%. Render, I heard, is a great altcoin. Okay, and I might actually go ahead and invest into Render as well. This Render token, it's called. A lot of people are in fact saying that, since AI is going to be something big in the future, apparently this has to do with something with AI. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I did do a little bit of my research on Render, but not too much. But a lot of people out there are in fact looking into this altcoin, and I might actually go ahead and pull the trigger and buy some as well, right? But that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, it's pumping. Okay, Render is in fact pumping. For the past month though, it's down 17%, but for the past like few days, it's pumping. So that's always a plus, I guess. That's always great to see. But yeah, not much movements in the market tonight, guys, for sure. Okay, but some altcoins are in fact pumping, but overall the market is down 0.16%. Now, let's get into some of these charts for Bitcoin. Of course, I want to show you guys these new charts, okay, that have in fact came out. Most of them are new, not all of them. But you guys can clearly see, yes, Bitcoin, okay, it's pretty much all up from here, right? It really is. So you guys can clearly see history does sort of, repeat itself. And I'm a big believer of that. And I'm pretty sure we all are as well. But yeah, it seems like to me, Bitcoin is, ready to kick it up a notch. You know what I mean? It's ready for the next launch, for the next, cycle, the next bull cycle. And it's going to happen, guys. And this is why I always tell you guys to, we all should be very, very bullish. We shouldn't be feeling bearish one bit. We all should be feeling very, very bullish for Bitcoin. So I really want you guys to be prepared for this. So for all my Bitcoin holders out there, get ready, because Bitcoin will pump. And of course, a lot more other retail investors will FOMO in and get in to Bitcoin, because a lot of people out there like to chase those green candles. They like to buy in and they like to get in when it's pumping for some odd reason, which it should be the complete opposite. We know that, right? We should be getting in when it's crashing, when it's in its lows, and when it's in bear conditions. But a lot of people like to get in when it's pumping. So there's going to be a lot of FOMO, guys. Trust me, and that's just going to pump it even more. So get ready for that for all my Bitcoin holders out there. Okay, moving on. Here's another chart. And you guys can clearly see Bitcoin. Okay, we know it has already hit bottom, and now it's clearly forming a new pattern up to the upside, and it's going to continue on, like I said. And like I said, we could potentially see another retest back down to the downside. But then after that, once we actually have the halving and whatnot, okay, because we know the Bitcoin halving is in fact about to happen, okay, sometime next year in 2024, around April, okay. Once that happens, we're not going to see Bitcoin pump straight away, right? But, got to give it time. And that's why I've been telling guys, towards the end of the year in 2024, that's when we're going to see Bitcoin really pump. So 300K, this chart is indicating that we could potentially see Bitcoin pump all the way up to 300K. And I told you guys many times that yes, 200K to 250K to even $300,000, these prices could actually happen for Bitcoin in the next bull market. You can call me crazy, but I think it's very, very possible for Bitcoin to reach these price targets in the next upcoming bull market, right? And it seems like to me, I'm not the only one that agrees to this. It seems like a lot of people out there are in fact seeing this as well for Bitcoin, right? So it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And here's another chart that I want to show you guys. Okay, and this is also something similar to, like, history sort of repeating itself. So 6-year cycles. So let's have a look at this from 2011 to 2017. Okay, to your left, right here. Okay, so this is from 2011 to 2017. You guys can see how much Bitcoin has performed in 6 years, and you guys can clearly see in pretty much 2016 and 2017, we really saw Bitcoin pump. And, in my opinion, the year 2017, I felt like that's when a lot of people started to get into Bitcoin, because that was actually the first year, right, we actually saw Bitcoin pump all the way up to like a very ridiculous price. And that price was around, $19,000, close to 20K, I believe, right, back in 2017, when we did in fact have that bull run, right? Everyone was just talking about Bitcoin. A lot of news articles, news channels, people in general were in fact talking about Bitcoin, right? And a lot of people FOMOed in, right, in 2017. And that was the year when, yeah, I felt like a lot of people got into Bitcoin, you know what I mean? But then, of course, in 2018, that's when Bitcoin dropped like crazy. You know what I mean? It dropped. Okay, same with like 2019 and whatnot. So on the right, okay, from 2018 to 2024, pretty much the same thing's going to happen. You know what I mean? We know the halving's about to happen. Once the halving happens, that is where Bitcoin tends to pump the most. Okay, and of course, it's going to reach a new all-time high easily. We know Bitcoin's previous all-time highs was in fact around $69,000. Bitcoin can easily reach back up to its previous highs easily. Okay, Bitcoin can easily reach 6 figs, which is, $100,000. That is easily going to happen for Bitcoin. Okay, and that's why when I mention, these next price targets for Bitcoin to hit, I don't really mention 100K, because that's going to easily happen for Bitcoin. We all know that, right? So I'm just straight up talking about 200K to 250 to like 300K. I don't really talk about 100K or 150K, because I think that's like easily going to happen for Bitcoin in the next bull market, for sure. But yeah, the next bull run, okay, is about to happen for Bitcoin, guys. So be excited for that. Okay, get ready. But yeah, 2025, 150K to 200K. Yes, very, very possible for the next new all-time high for Bitcoin for the year 2025. And then, of course, 2026, 2027, we're obviously going to enter the next, bear market. So we're going to be in bear conditions, right? We always enter, different cycles. Okay, we have a bull market and a bear market. So obviously in 2029, that's going to be our next bull market pretty much. And in 2029, all-time highs are going to be around 400K to 600K. Now, I kind of disagree. I kind of think by that year, we're going to see Bitcoin much higher than 600K. Call me crazy, but I think that is very, very possible. Okay, I think we're going to see Bitcoin reach at least close to 1 million, or even at 1 million, okay, per coin by the year 2030, or just over 2030. Okay, we know Cathie Wood has mentioned many times that her predictions for Bitcoin in the year 2030 is going to be around $1 million Bitcoin. Okay, she thinks, okay, that we will in fact see a $1 million Bitcoin by the year 2030, which is literally less than 7 years from now. So just think about that, right? And her predictions has actually gone higher. She thinks it's going to go up to like $1.5 million per Bitcoin, right? So it's higher than just $1 million. She thinks it's going to reach 1.5, almost $2 million per Bitcoin in the year 2030, pretty much, right? So that's crazy, you know what I mean? And it could happen, guys, right? It could actually potentially happen. So we will see, right? We will see. But the dominance for Bitcoin is obviously going to keep rising. New investors, retail investors, and new institutions are going to get into, Bitcoin. So obviously in the next upcoming bull markets, right? I'm talking about the upcoming one, right, for the year 2025, but I'm talking about Also, you know, in 2029, 2034, whatever the year is going to be, right? Those bull markets are going to be absolutely insane, guys. Okay, because obviously newer investors will just start coming in, and we see, you know, big institutions like BlackRock, Fidelity, Vanguard, Invesco, right? You name it, all these big institutions coming in, filing for Bitcoin ETFs. Like, the next bull market is going to be absolutely insane, guys. Okay, that's what I want you guys to be prepared for. You know what I mean? Because we're going to see a lot of pumps for sure. But yeah, since Bitcoin, guys, okay, is sort of not moving, okay, I understand that. You know, a lot of people are in fact bored right now for Bitcoin. And this is a chart just indicating and shows you guys that how much Bitcoin, like how much room there is for Bitcoin to reach at the very top in the next bull market, right? This is where we are right now. Okay, and you guys can clearly see how much more space we have up to the upside. So yes, even though yes, right down at this level where we are right now, Bitcoin is not really moving. Everyone's sort of bored right now, right? Bitcoin, like people want Bitcoin to move and do something. Okay, you guys can clearly see, like if you really just zoom out, we have so much time ahead of us. So you should really take this time, since we're all the way down here still. We're not all the way up here, you know, at the moment, but we will be very, very soon. We know that. But since we're all the way down here still, and clearly Bitcoin is still nowhere near its previous all-time highs, it still gives us time to buy and stack and invest as much into Bitcoin, right? We're still in the buy zone. We're still in the accumulation phase. So I've been telling us many times, we should be buying as much Bitcoin as we possibly can. Not financial advice, of course. Always do your own research, but this is just my personal opinion, and this is personally what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I'm prepared. Okay, I've been buying a whole bunch of Bitcoin. I've also been buying some other tokens as well, like Ethereum. Okay, I'm not gonna name them right in this stream, but yeah, you guys know that, you know, my main two investments are obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I do obviously try to, I try my best to move my money around to other altcoins, right? But that's that. But I've been stacking a whole bunch. Okay, I've been stacking a lot, because Bitcoin hasn't been moving. You know, it's been stuck at like $29,000 and of course $30,000, and we're seeing it a fair few times at like 31K. So I'm taking, you know, where Bitcoin is right now, I'm taking this level to stack as much Bitcoin as I possibly can, because I know Bitcoin will pump. And let's just say, like I said, you know, if Bitcoin does in fact have another retest back down to the downside, we see it reach back down to like 28K to 27K. I'm gonna buy more. You guys already know, right? I'm gonna go ahead and buy more Bitcoin, because every single time I see a drop for Bitcoin, especially during this time, I'm gonna take that as an opportunity, a massive opportunity to buy more Bitcoin. Okay, that's just me, right? So we have a very long road ahead of us, guys. Even though yes, Bitcoin hasn't been moving, you guys can see this is where we are right now, but just zooming out and understanding where Bitcoin's next top is going to be in the next bull market, we have a long journey ahead of us, right? So much room. Okay, so that's that. And if Bitcoin were to reach $1 million in the next bull run, this is what it would look like, pretty much. And I showed you guys this chart before, and it's actually insane, right? It's actually insane. And we know, obviously, in the next bull market, Bitcoin is nowhere in hell, right? Bitcoin is going to reach $1 million in the next bull market, you know, in the year 2025. That is not going to happen, guys. Okay, unfortunately, it'll be amazing, obviously, and Bitcoin will obviously make history, right? But it's not going to happen. Okay, it's not going to happen. As much as I want it to happen, it's not, unfortunately. But that's that. Okay, if Bitcoin were to reach $1 million, 1 million in the next bull market, of course, you know, the year 2025, this is what the chart would look like, and it's going to be insane, but it's not going to happen, unfortunately, guys. Okay, it could happen for the year 2030 or 2029. It could happen, but not, you know, in the next bull cycle. It could potentially happen in the next one, right? In the next one. So that's that. I just thought this was pretty funny. And you guys clearly see right now, okay, this is the Fear and Greed Index. I just saw this. Someone posted this on Twitter, and I thought this was pretty funny. So, Bored and Greed Index, and you guys can extremely see it says extreme boredom. Is that number 10? Like, this is funny. I don't even know if this is actually a thing, but I don't think it is, right? But this is pretty funny. I just found this, and yeah, it seems like a lot of people out there are in fact bored for Bitcoin right now and crypto because nothing's really moving, right? Especially Bitcoin. I understand, guys. Okay, and like I told you guys at the beginning of this stream, this is actually the most important time to not be bored, to actually be bullish and to be focused and to accumulate as much Bitcoin as you possibly can because it hasn't really been moving. And when Bitcoin is moving on its side, it's a great time to get it. You know what I mean? For sure, 100%. I understand a lot of people are bored, but guys, just hang in there because Bitcoin will move. Okay, so take this time to accumulate as much as possible and think about it. All the people out there that are in fact, slowly DCAing, okay, dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, we should be very blessed because Bitcoin is stuck at this level. And it's obviously, if you're DCAing to Bitcoin, let's just say weekly or every 2 weeks, you should be blessed because Bitcoin hasn't been moving. You know what I mean? And this is obviously a great time to DCA into Bitcoin at this level because it's clearly not moving for like almost 2 months. So just think about that. Okay, so be blessed, guys. Don't be bored. Be blessed. Okay. But here's the real Fingrid index, and we're neutral. So it seems like investors are not quite sure how they feel about the market right now for crypto and obviously Bitcoin, right? They're sort of like in the middle, and that's why we are in fact at 50. We're in neutral right now. Yesterday we saw we were in fact in neutral as well. Even last week, last month, we were in fact in greed. But right now we're still in neutral. So, it seems like our investors are not too sure how they feel right now. But that's good, you know what I mean? It's still looking pretty good, But yeah, everything's still, holding up pretty well. Now, moving on, I saw some articles, okay, about this. This actually happened a few days ago. But it says here Bitcoin steady below 30K, and as Sam Bankman Fried goes back to jail. So yes, guys, breaking news, I guess. Sam Bankman Fried is in fact officially pretty much going to jail. So we know, I believe, okay, I think we know Sam Bankman Fried was in fact like at a house arrest, okay, like at his own home, but now he's officially going to jail. Right, so that's good. You know what I mean? That's obviously some great news. It's just very sad what this man did, right? With like FTX and all that. Yeah, I really don't want to get into it, but yeah, he's officially not in house arrest anymore. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe like he was in house arrest, but now he's officially going to jail. You know what I mean? He's no longer in house arrest. He's officially like going to jail now. Right, so this article just came out like a couple of days ago. And yeah, it's pretty interesting, and that's a good thing. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people want this man to actually be in jail. You know what I mean? For like what he did, obviously. So that's that. But yeah, moving on. Okay, since Bitcoin is in fact moving sideways, price action leads traders to focus on other altcoins like Shiba Inu, and I think that is Uniswap and XDC and other altcoins, right? So it seems like to me, yeah, it could be true. You know what I mean? Other traders are in fact not really focusing on Bitcoin since Bitcoin hasn't really been moving. As clearly see, right, for the past like almost 2 months, it feels like a lot of traders are in fact getting into other altcoins, right? And yeah, that could be true. You know what I mean? And that's just personally me, guys, right? Like, I'm more of a investor in crypto. I'm not really a trader, even though yes, I do in fact trade in crypto. I obviously have a buying and holding account and also have another trading account. So I have two different accounts, obviously. So with my trading account, you guys understand, I don't trade with Bitcoin. I did at the start. I was trading with Bitcoin, but since my capital was my liquid, in other words, were so low, I just thought to myself, I might as well go ahead and trade with like other altcoins, like low cap altcoins, right? Because that way I'll make more money because I'm not trading like tens and thousands of dollars. You know what I mean? Then if I were, trading with tens and thousands of dollars, I would actually trade Bitcoin, but I'm not at that level yet, guys. So I'm trading with altcoins. Okay, so when I'm trading crypto, guys, I mainly just trade with altcoins, right? It could be Ethereum, but I try to like go to like lower cap altcoins, like lower prices, something like maybe Cardano. I trade with Solana. Sometimes I trade with maybe even Polygon and stuff like that, right? But that's just my personal opinion, guys, when I'm trading in crypto. But like I said, I'm not much of a trader. I'm more of a investor, guys, right? But I do trade every now and then in crypto, right? That's just me. But yeah, that's that. Seems like, yeah, a lot of traders are in fact moving into altcoins to trade with instead of Bitcoin, since Bitcoin's price action is not really moving. It's just consolidating, right? It's moving on its side. So that's that. It's understandable. But yeah, Bitcoin's price breakout by end of August. So right now it's currently the 14th of August. It's going to be the 13th for most of you guys watching the stream. But end of August, right? Where do we see Bitcoin heading? Okay, do we see Bitcoin reaching up to the upside? Do we see Bitcoin still moving on its side? Or do we see Bitcoin, having another retest back down to the downside? Who knows, guys? But personally, I think Bitcoin's going to pump. Okay, and since September is in fact coming up for Bitcoin, I think September should be a decent month for Bitcoin to move up to the upside. But that's just my personal opinion. But we will see. You know what I mean? Like, who actually really knows where Bitcoin's going to be heading? But I really want August to be a decent month for Bitcoin. But so far, not much movements this month, right? For Bitcoin, really, there's not much movements happening. But hopefully, maybe the end of August, we'll see some movements up to the upside. Maybe even September and of course October, because I told you guys and I mentioned many times that I do in fact see Bitcoin reaching at least 50K towards the end of 2023. So we will see, guys. Okay, we will see, and I'll obviously keep you guys updated on that. But so far this month in August, Bitcoin is not really moving. Okay, you guys can clearly see that. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's sort of like a short stream compared to my other ones, but I try to keep my streams a bit more longer than usual. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this one, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to the channel if you guys have not yet already. I really would appreciate that. If you guys are in fact crypto investors and traders just like myself, if you guys are in fact genuinely in the crypto space, please consider subscribing, because every single day, guys, pretty much I talk and I update you guys on Bitcoin and crypto, right? So if you guys are in fact genuinely in the crypto space, please consider subscribing. Let's make that money together and build a community for crypto and whatnot. And that's that, right? I really would appreciate that. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.